Hey, what's up? I'm talking about The Remainders by John Burke with art done by K.X Quinn. It's published by Apollo Comics, which is a publishing company that I'd never heard of, but I'm gonna have to take a look into. Yeah, let's get into it. The Remainders is a post-apocalyptic western following the lives of a family living amongst the rubble of a destroyed Earth. It follows the character Leland as he returns to Earth from Mars. Leland was brought to Mars after witnessing the death of his mother, where he was spotted by an agent of the Interplanetary Federation. In issue 1, we see Leland return to Earth after 14 years. With the help of his brother Roscoe, which includes robbing a train full of people, Leland is able to return home. It's still unclear how much of an impact the years apart have had on the boys, and we only really get a glimpse of each of them before Leland was taken away. There's a sense that they've both been changed over the years, but in some ways are still very much the same. Throughout the first issue, we see that the Earth is covered in garbage and remnants of our modern age, to the point that there is almost no visible greenery left on the planet. A tour guide mentions that 300 years have passed since the evacuation of Earth. This exodus was an abandonment of the planet, with most of the Earth's residents moving on to other worlds among the stars. Leland and his family are descendants of those that stayed behind. It's unclear why his family never left the planet, assuming it was their choice. Likewise, it isn't clear why they chose to continue hiding themselves away on the Earth after generations on other planets were established. We do see that the boy's mom was working on a rocket ship at the beginning of the comic, so it might have been her intention at least to get off the planet. What is clear is the family's disdain and distrust for the Interplanetary Federation, the governing body ruling over everyone in, I assume, the galaxy, or at least in their immediate planets. Similarly, we see that the Federation looks down on the remaining Earthlings. As readers, we do see quite a few Earthlings still exist on the planet. The Federation, however, holds fast in their belief that the Earthlings are just a fleeting reminder of what once was. The Remainders has a heavy emphasis on climate control and protection, speaking often and bluntly about how much humans disregarded the planet until it was too late. For some, this might be a bit too heavy-handed or distracting from the character's story. I didn't mind it, but I could see someone not really enjoying that specific aspect of the comic. Earthlings that remained have made their home in and under the garbage across the planet, comprised of the trash that litters the Earth. The comic's last page reveals that they've brought back some of the greenery to their underground home. We can see lush plants around their man-made structures. It does make me curious how much the Earthlings have been able to resurrect their planet without the continued pollution of days gone by. Issue 1 primarily serves to introduce the characters and get Leland from point A to point B. I found it to be a good introduction to the world. I also enjoyed the fusion of Wild West and post-human Earth. I'm not sure what direction the story could go in from here, but it's a nice setup and effective groundwork for world building. The art of The Remainders is done by K.X Quinn.
The whole book was done in traditional ink and watercolor by K.X Quinn.
Hi, editing me. Yes, I mixed up Z and X, and yes, that is embarrassing, but yeah, we're moving on. Their loose and cartoony style has an animated liveliness to the comic that I really enjoyed. It almost feels nostalgic. The sketchiness and expressive nature of the designs sort of remind me of Sunday comics like Bloom County, Zitz, or Calvin and Hobbes. That might sound a little funny given the comic's more mature content and nature, but that was the first impression that I got when looking at the comic. Busy would be another good word for it, I think. Even on pages with a more simplistic layout, there's plenty to look at. K.X Quinn is constantly overlapping panels, creating detailed backgrounds, and utilizing typography to create high-energy, maximalist pages. It's the sort of thing you want to read through and then give a second look at. My favorite detail is the Garfield lying in the foreground on page 10. Overall, I've enjoyed what I've seen of The Remainders. I picked up issue 1 on Free Comic Book Day. I was solo this year, which was kind of a bummer, but I did get the chance to visit a few different comic shops in my area. Because of that, I was able to meet the creator while he was tabling and talk to him for a bit about the comic. I actually picked up issue 1 and 2 of another series of his, The Routine, so expect a video on that eventually too. If this sounds up your alley, you can get a physical copy from John Burke's Etsy. The comic was published by Apollo City Comics, so you could also get a copy from them or see if a local comic book store could order it for you. Actually, I'll link to Apollo Comics too, since you can get it digitally on their website. Anyways, I love finding comics like this. When a comic has 1 or 2 people on the team and it's just so obvious that they really care about their stories and creating something that they're passionate about, it always gets a few extra points from me. I really do wish these guys the best and hope that I can see more from them. It looks like the Remainders was a Kickstarter project, so I'll also link to their Kickstarter just in case you want to check out any future projects from the creators. But yeah, anyway, hopefully this was a pretty quick video. I don't like going on and on too long when it's one issue or the first issue, but yeah, have a good night, and hopefully I'll have something new for you soon.